So today we'll be talking all about vaginal odors, right? So why does my vagina smell? So today we'll be talking about 8 different causes of vaginal odors. So does it smell different down there? Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome back to Nicky at your Cervix. It's your girl Nicky here, and if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit my subscribe button, turn my post notification bell on so you can get an update every time I have a new release. And follow me on Instagram at Nicky_at_your_cervix for lots more interesting content. So it's important to know that vaginal odor is something we can feel uncomfortable to talk about. But getting to know your body can help you to identify what's normal for you and when to get medical help. So the vagina itself has a natural bacterial flora that's there to keep good balance, right? So it is because of this natural bacteria that the cervical mucus in the vagina always has a smell. So you may experience changes throughout your menstrual cycle as the pH changes down in your vagina. So what does a normal vagina smell like? So we need to know this, right? So we can know what's abnormal from what's normal. So your normal vagina ranges from a different level of odor. So it can be slightly tangy, it can have a sour smell, to even a more metallic smell around or after your period. So generally, if you're feeling well and your vaginal odor or discharge isn't unusual for you, there's literally nothing to worry about. So now we're just going to talk about 8 common causes of vaginal odor and when to talk to your doctor. So the first one is a fishy odor. So when we smell the vagina and it smells really fishy, we're thinking about bacterial vaginosis. So bacterial vaginosis is one of the most common cause of smelly vagina, and it affects up to 50% of women in their reproductive age. And it's basically a condition where there's an imbalance in the vaginal flora down there. And the first smell you can have is just a smell of a fishy smell, which can progress to frothy gray or greenish discharge, and you may even feel a little itchy or swollen down there. And there's a variety of treatment options because it does not clear up on its own, so you should just get that checked out with your doctor so they can provide or prescribe some antibiotics for you guys. So anything that disrupt the normal flora, your normal bacteria down there, can make you prone to bacterial vaginosis. And bacterial vaginosis is not an STI per se, it's not sexually transmitted, it's just anything that can throw off your pH, like the different soap you use, how tight your underwear is if you're not wearing cotton underwear, different stuff, personal hygiene, and all of that can impact your natural flora down there. So what you can do is also talk to your sexual partner because their hygiene can affect your flora down there as well. So talk to your sexual partner about the causes of your infection and tell them about what the importance of having good personal hygiene and the use of internal and external condom as well might be a good idea. So another important cause of vaginal odor is if the vagina have this pungent or this fishy odor as well. It's similar to BV, but it's a pungent odor. So what we get with this is trichomoniasis, and this is the most common sexually transmitted infection in the world. So it's like a parasitic disease that typically doesn't cause a lot of symptoms. So some people experience yellow-green vaginal discharge with an unpleasant smell, and the vulva can be a little red and itchy. And yes, a course of antibiotics should clear that up as well. And your partner may also need treatment as well. Another one is toxic shock syndrome. So this vaginal odor is very, very unpleasant. but the odor is generally a minor symptom. So toxic shock syndrome has become a very rare illness because it was often caused by high absorbency tampons. And if this bacteria enters your system, you get very sick quickly and you'll get a high fever, you have blood pressure changes and a possible rash and diarrhea or vomiting, and you may even faint. So if you're experiencing things like this, you should go straight to the A&E, go straight to your doctor, because toxic shock syndrome are rare now, but they're not impossible for you to have it. Any of those symptoms, go and get it checked out. Another one is a tampon you forgot to remove. So with this one, your vaginal odor have a stinky odor or a unpleasant odor. So there are many times or many instances where people seeking help for a bad vaginal smell and finding it the cause of a tampon that has been left in them for days and sometimes even longer. So they put it up there and they forgot that it's up there, and then this foreign body inside your body starts to smell. And if this happens, the smell will get worse very quickly and be extremely obvious and offensive. So it's really stinky. So if you're experiencing vaginal odor that escalates, it's best to always check. Another one is a yeasty vaginal odor. So with this one, vaginal yeast infection like thrush are very common and typically cause itching and burning and change in your vaginal discharge, which can become a lumpy and white discharge similar to like curdled milk. That's how the discharge look. And this discharge usually isn't very smelly though, it's not very smelly. But it's just thick and white and clumpy. And if your thrush symptoms are so pronounced that there's a bad smell down there, you should see your doctor to rule out any other condition. Another one is hormonal changes vaginal odor. So, similar to changes in the smell throughout your menstrual cycle, other hormonal changes can affect the cycle as well and affect the smell of your cervical mucus or your vaginal discharge. So, during menopause and in postmenopausal years, the smell of your vagina can also change. Pregnancy also changes your vaginal discharge or cervical mucus because you may have more discharge or sometimes it is even thicker or even thinner, but it shouldn't be smelly. So if you're pregnant and you're having a foul smelling discharge, you should speak to your doctor or your midwife about this for further treatment. Another one is a vaginal odor that smells like ammonia. When you experience an ammonia-like vaginal odor, urine may be involved. So this may happen if you're having a urinary tract infection or what we call a UTI. So this is more likely due to untreated UTI that might be leaking. So an infection that is not treated will cause you to have a fever. The smell will quickly be quite distinct and sickly. So occasionally though, the ammonia-like smell can be a sign of an existing incontinence issue that you're unaware of. So if you smell this ammonia strong odor, you should think of a UTI and get that checked out as well. Another one is a metallic and sickly vaginal odor. So very rarely these foul smelling discharge can be a symptom of cervical or uterine cancer. So discharge and vaginal odor are unlikely to be the only first symptoms, but it is a possibility. So you might be experiencing bleeding during intercourse or perhaps occasional spotting becomes more regular. The smell will be a little metallic and the smell is different from the fishy or the rotten smell of BV or the forgotten tampon. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms as well as the metallic and sickly smell, you should get that checked out with your doctor. Another important to note is that STIs like chlamydia and gonorrhea rarely change the smell of your cervical mucus or your discharge, but can cause other symptoms like pain when you're peeing. And if you notice a smell, it might be that you're having a bacterial vaginosis as well. And as I've always said, when in doubt, check it out. Another question that I'm always asked is, how do I get rid of odor down there? So like any other part of the body that gets sweaty, the area around your vulva can get smelly too. So what I'd suggest is hygiene. So proper hygiene is good. So I'd say wash the area with a mild unscented soap, wear cotton underwears, wear looser clothing as opposed to tight clothing, because tight clothing can make you more prone to UTIs and so on. And do not douche, because when you douche, you're introducing the bad bacteria to flourish down there to throw off your pH. Use protection. Make sure your partners are treated for any STIs. Do your regular STI or STD screening once per year, and all of that, and you should be just fine. And if you have any other persistent odor that you notice that is not going away no matter what you do, you need to go and get that checked out with your doctor. When in doubt, check it out. So, which vaginal smell do you have? Drop it in the comment section below and tell me what other vaginas have you smelled before. And if you have any questions, don't forget to drop it in the comment section below as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Nicky at your cervix for lots more interesting content. And follow me on Instagram at Nicky_at_your_cervix as well. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.